What's going on, friends? Welcome to another episode of the Year One Wrestling Podcast, a show that dives deep into the early stages and formation of your favorite professional wrestlers, bringing out their struggles, their fears, and most importantly, their most interesting stories. I'm your host, the King of Chaos, Logan Black, joined this week by co-host, none other than the tracksuit brute, Chris Benne. Thank you guys so much for checking us out on whatever platform you enjoy your podcasts on. We are all about showing love here, so if you dig what you hear or you just feel like being awesome, go right ahead, hit the subscribe button, like, share, retweet, tell a friend, do whatever you can to help us get the word out on the show. Well, now that the intro spiel has been done and finished up, Chris, how you doing, dude?
I'm good.
Feeling good, I'm sure. You're about to feel real relaxed very soon.
Feeling nice.
Sweet. So, you guys, you sent in a buttload of questions. I'm so stoked about this. We've got 2 pages full of questions because this is, of course, the question and answer episode, something special for episode 50. We're almost a full year into this podcast. Cannot thank you guys enough for the support and the love that you've thrown my way and thrown the way of all of the guests that have been on the show. It's been a really, really fun ride. Man, I had to bring Chris along for this episode. There's nobody that knows me better than Chris in terms of any of this wrestling stuff. But I figure it'd be a really fun ride for both of us, because considering that we, prior to the pandemic, you and I were literally on the road together pretty much every week, right?
I believe so.
Literally.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's been so long at this point. But no, we were just on the road every single weekend together, just chilling. So all of our really fun stories pretty much are all happening together for the most part. But let's just go right into it, right to the questions. Do you want to start with the first one for both section? Because I've split this up because I'm so obsessive compulsive about so many things. This is literally put down as questions specifically for Chris, for me, and then for both of us. So let's pick from the both section. Chris, go ahead, read out the first one. Or rather, read out whatever you want. I'll cross them out as we go.
I'm going, making it easy for me. I don't want to get lost. So we're going to start with number 1 here. From Eric Hunting, is there a young talent that impresses you that has, quote unquote, it?
What do you think about that one? Is there anybody that you've seen?
It's a weird question because I don't know. Who the fuck am I to say, oh, they have it? I don't fucking know what it is. If I knew what it is, I'd be fucking famous. That's all I know. If I knew what it was. No, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it really is a weird question. There's a shit ton of people out there that, like, impress me. But, like, they're all kind of, like, I don't know, probably around the same time as I've had in. I feel weird answering that question, but, like, you got, like, Slade. You got, what's his name? I think he just got signed. Chris Casanova.
Yeah, Christian's been doing it for a long time, yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. Like, I try and keep up with it. Alec Price, he's a fucking, that kid's a beast. It's fucking, I try, and my brain doesn't work like that. Like, people are like, oh, they're good.
Yeah, no, I agree with pretty much everybody that you put down over there. Alec Price is one of those other ones that just really, really stands out. It's just loaded with potential. I'll also throw out there the former Basic Becca, a.k.a. Now she's just going by Becca. I think there's so much creativity there. In terms of somebody that has it that nobody has laid eyes on, I'm going to, at the risk of hyping my own, work, but...
Oh, yeah.
No, but let's be real, dude. There's this dude, I'm sure you're going to get to chill out with him this weekend. Goes by the ring name of Legit Perfect Perkins. Literally.
Is he related to the restaurant?
No.
Right.
Listen, if he had that kind of restaurant,
I just got a lot more uninterested.
No, man, but listen, literally everybody that has come through that spot, or taken even a look at the school, has singled that dude out, being like, yo, make sure he stays on the right path, because that dude is going to make money. So, those of you out there, keep your eyes out for Legit Perfect Perkins. I'll jump into the next question. I'm going to go out of order, because that's more fun for me. No, I'm just going to go in order. Screw it.
Yeah, just do it.
From MGB Graham on Twitter, huge supporter of the show. Got to give the shout out there. We actually had this conversation in the car. What does the AOC, as in you and I, Apostles of Chaos, think of the real AOC, a.k.a. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
I don't fucking like politics at all. You're asking me. I hate every politician that ever set foot on this earth. So you're really you can take that one. I know you'll go.
No, but like you and I had a conversation about this. Where you what was the quote that you gave in the car? You were like, I don't like politicians. She's not terrible. She hasn't screwed me yet.
No, she hasn't screwed. Listen, she's terrible because she's a politician. I don't remember saying that.
I can understand that.
Her whole Twitter thing's like, oh, not for lobbyists or some shit like that. We'll see how long that lasts.
I mean, I know, but I can appreciate that. As a hardcore kid, and you hate politicians, do you hate Justin Brannan?
Oh, that was Indecision, right?
Yeah, Indecision.
He got elected. Yeah, I mean, I hate him now.
It's so funny. I was legit just talking to somebody who, like, that's their representative, and they're saying that, like, in, like, you know the community Facebook groups that are usually just, like, a hot fire of, like, dumb people and racists?
I can point you to the Staten Island Neighbors group.
Well, exactly. But no, the neighbors of, like, whatever that neighborhood is in Bay Ridge, they're like, he is super active there, where if someone's like, yo, my heat and water's out, he's like, hey, I just got off the phone with Con Ed. Give me your address. Let's make this happen. So I got to give credit. You know, again, I have no anything like that, but you know.
I don't know. I don't trust him. I don't fucking trust him. Con Ed's like, all right, yeah, you got his business. He has a kickback. I don't fucking trust him.
Maybe like George Costanza. He may be in an office, but he's working for the people.
I don't trust any politician.
So there you go, MGB Graham. I happen to like AOC. I think her policies align the most with mine. But I'm also on team Chris with this one, where regardless of anything, it's the politician. There's no reason to trust any of them at this point. Go ahead. You read out the next one.
This is for both. Dave Rodriguez. Favorite and least favorite training drill?
I can definitely go with my favorite is always a comeback drill because it brings the most energy out of everybody there. You know, if you're blowing a comeback, you got to give it energy, and if you don't, everybody tells you to have more energy. So those are my favorite drills. Are always centered around comeback drills. Might take me a second to think of least.
I lost you for a second.
Oh no, I'm here. I was saying, do you have anything? Anything on your mind in terms of favorite and least favorite?
I'm like the opposite. I love a good blow up drill because I'm a fat fuck and I need to get into shape. So like I really love like a well tailored one. Like at Worldwide when I was there the last time, like a few months back, we did the Pritchard drill, and you know, like the blow up one, where you do each fucking spot 5 times, and yeah, I thought I was gonna die at the end, but like. When you finish those, you feel so fucking like rewarded. You're like, oh my God, I fucking did it. But at least, you know, I got something out of it instead of just kind of like going through the motions. I guess you can put that like as my least favorite drill. Like any drill that just requires you to like go through the motions and put like no effort, like mentally or physically. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, dude. That's funny enough.
You mean like roll, lock up, body slam?
Oh, I remember that place. Yeah, like I literally, because like you just like when you first start, sure, it's like, oh, that's so cool, like this is all new. But you know, after like 2-3 years, it's like, okay, I have that down. Are we gonna do something else? No, we're still gonna do the fucking same thing, and you kind of lose it mentally and physically. Like, when is a good drill gonna come?
No, I totally understand what you're saying. I agree with you. I think you know, my least favorites are always the ones that just kind of don't require you to put a lot of energy in, or are just like blow-ups for the sake of blow-ups. Like, as much as a 5-5-5 drill is good, like for those of you who don't know, a 5-5-5 drill is you whip and hold on to somebody 5 times, they reverse it 5 times. Drop down leapfrog 5 times, reverse. Drop down leapfrog 5 times. Up and overs 5 times, reverse up and overs 5 times. Like, as good as that is, there are,
as far as blow-up drills, that one's a boring one.
Right, it's a boring one. Like, there's a lot of like just put so much energy in on you on some other ones, and you know, as much as they might be
like
harder,
that one, I don't like
still stronger.
The 5-5-5 I don't even like because you find ways to cheat that one. Like you kind of just like you find ways to like with footwork. It's like, oh look, I'm barely extending any effort here. Oh look at that.
Well, that's kind of the point I think of it is that you're able to do that.
No, yeah, but I also like to fucking feel like I'm gonna die when I do cardio.
Right. Listen, I remember how it used to be when we were doing laps and all that kind of stuff. You'd be sitting there. Chris would be running around doing laps in the gym with a chair over his head, like he's the big motherfucker from Beer Fest.
It didn't fucking feel good, but I don't know. When I'm there, I want to get the most out of it because when I'm home, I'm just fucking playing Call of Duty.
Absolutely. Let's go to one from Peter MacArthur. What advice would you give to anyone looking to start up in pro wrestling? Don't. Go do something else.
What advice would I give to anyone looking? I mean, funny enough, somebody like recently like actually hit me up from like Staten Island and she, like asking questions like how would I get started. I just at this point it's just take the time to research where you're gonna go, ask questions, see who's training there, and like get the most out of it. At this point, I like, one, who is the head trainer? Who's gonna be teaching you? Like, do you know this person? What have they done in wrestling? How, you know what I mean? They might not be just say like a household name like on WWE TV, but like, at the same time, wasn't like Brian Fury a teacher, right? That dude's been fucking everywhere. That dude was one like, I don't know, he's sick, no? Yeah, that's a great like.
He's no longer over there, but yeah, absolutely
no.
Not.
Okay. Like I said, I don't keep up with a lot of it, but like I know like that school was sick.
The point that you're making makes sense, and I think
just
if I'm going to actually
research it.
If I'm going to give legit advice, it's figure out what your goals are, and also keep in mind your goals are going to change and should change. Long term, short term, somewhere in the middle. Your goals should be changing, but think of what your goals are. If your goals are to be in WWE, and like that's all you ever want out of wrestling, look to see what schools in your area are producing people that are going that route, or what route those people are taking. The ones that you are interested in being like. That is, to me, what should work. If you're in the Northeast and your goal is to be on WWE, there's no reason not to go to Creative. I train in a different place, and I'm telling you, if your goal is to go to WWE, you should be training at Creative Pro. It's that simple. If your goal is somewhere else, there's plenty of other places to train at. But if I can give advice to somebody, it's just like Chris said, research where you're looking to go, put your goals together, and realize your goals are going to change with time. Go ahead, hop on the next question.
It is another question from the main man, Eric Huntley. Dream tag opponents. I don't even know.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
like, is this like? See, I always. I mean, like, is it? Here's the thing: is it like dream tag opponents? Is it like throughout history?
Yeah, can why not? Well, let's
does it have to be wrestling? Can it be like some sort of fictional tag team? Now we're gonna get some great fucking questions.
Well, no. Now lay that on us too, because I was gonna say like Bear Country, MSP. I know that Kings of the District are on my list. The Batiri is on my list of teams that I'm dying to work with. But these are all, I feel like they're attainable goals of tag teams to work with.
100%. Now I'm talking about dream opponents. We can go up against like a tag team of Lee Harvey Oswald and John Wilkes Booth, the assassin. Like, come on, like just like stuff like that. Now that's you got to be more specific with a question like this. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I think. I mean, we're going to name people that we can definitely get in the ring with, but I like your idea better of going after, legit, fantasy teams. If we could actually dream up a tag team, if you're thinking of John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald.
The Assassins.
The original Assassins before the actual Assassins tag team.
That's where they got the name from.
But then in that case, if we work against Mel Gibson and... what's his face?
And Jesus?
No.
I was going to put Mel Gibson and Jesus together.
That was going to be the South Park tag team. No, the guy who he played Bane.
I don't fucking know.
Well, those two. We're going to be the actual Road Warriors. The pre-Road Warrior Road Warriors. Sweet. So I'm going to...
Maybe the team of Lemmy and God.
Well, a trick question. Lemmy is God.
Yeah, Lemmy is God.
And we'd get our asses kicked.
We would. There's no winning.
Let's. I'm gonna go to one of the questions specifically for you, Chris.
Sure.
Considering that we just did an Eric Hunting question, let's do another Eric Hunting question. When will we hear New Heroes music?
That's a good one. New Hero, fucking. I mean, we have new songs like written. It's just more
Yeah,
about.
you played me a demo in the car.
Yeah, we got like rotating demos because like we'll write something like January of 2020, and then we'll write and be like by fucking April, be like, that fucking sucks. Let's write new music. And I just keep doing that. So right now we have like a demo that we want to record. I would love to do it. I think it's sick. I mean, maybe like if we can get together, it's hard. We all live different spots. I mean, like all in New York, New Jersey, but like all working different schedules. Especially everything's fucking shut down now anyway. It's really hard to meet up.
One of the cool things is when Fuck Off was being made. Like I was hearing, because again, every single weekend we're in the car together. I was hearing those demos from like Jump Street, literally from like when the demos were just a guitar and over like computerized bass. MIDI. That's what they call it. Or computerized bass and computerized drums. It's just fucking dope to see that process come together. But the new stuff is going to be great once that gets put together and comes out.
Hopefully, I mean, we're trying to get into the studio, so maybe at the end of the year, who knows?
Fuck yeah. Go ahead and pull from the For Me section.
Yes, you're so important. Which one do I want to read to you? I'm going to start right from the bottom. A question from Tay Norman. What made you want to become a trainer?
Man, that's. Is there a reason that someone becomes a trainer? I don't know. Maybe there is. For me, it was just always about like I like teaching. I think I'm pretty good at it. And that's really. Listen, if you're the fruit of my loins, so you'd be the walking advertisement. Yeah, it's literally.
That says something.
I know exactly. That puts me in a position. I think just for me, I like to teach. I like going with that, and that's pretty much all it comes down to. I enjoy doing it. It works well for me, and I think that my output in terms of like the work I put into people and what they're currently putting out, should speak enough for my abilities, whether you like or dislike them. Sweet. Let's go back to the long list of For Us questions. And this question I know is going to get us wild up. From Joe Cava, is AFI still an active band?
I mean, I don't know what maybe like they play like in their spare time, like they just jam. But like as far as I know, they broke up in 2002, 2003, after they released Sing the Sorrow. They broke up right after that.
Yeah, the issue is that of all this fucking horseshit, fucking what is it? Fucking not hot commodity, hot whatever nonsense you fucking listen to and you put on the car rides. You can't get behind December Underground, which is a brilliant fucking record, or Crash Love, which is a great fucking record.
I don't know. I had a dream that like they were in like a stadium and they were playing December Underground. Like that was the advertised tour. And like I was sitting there like, oh, what am I doing here? And they came out like, haha, just kidding. That's not a record anymore. And then they just started playing Western.
December Underground is a brilliant record. Listen, when you grow up and you learn to play your instruments, you change your sound up. You can't.
Yeah, they could always play their instruments. I mean, you can. Green Day made a whole fucking career out of it.
That's a good point. Just so you all know, this is literally a debate that Chris and I have all the time. It's
not much of a debate. It's fact. They broke up.
They didn't break up. They're still making incredible music. Davey Havok is still an amazing, amazing human being, and all of his side projects.
I mean, I won't say he's not an amazing human being, because the last time I saw them at Starland Ballroom, everybody said they weren't going to play Total Immortal, but guess what? They fucking
they do every time. They're also
not
really
on that tour, apparently.
Oh, no, they're really good about kind of mixing up the old and the new stuff. Like legit, like there was stuff from like The Art of Drowning when last I saw them, which was only a couple years ago.
Yeah, they did a reunion show. That's nice.
Killing me, motherfucker. Go to the next question, you son of a
bitch. From Colin Yu. Who are your inspirations, both as singles and tag stuff?
I know for me, just my inspirations, definitely Terry Funk is one of the biggest ones. Terry, Cactus Jack, Jin Kasai is another one. Sami Callihan might be the I guess the right now guy who I respect and love his work the most. Tag stuff, I don't know. Like, what do we ever like kind of agree on like tags that we like fucking love to watch and pull off of?
I don't know. I don't watch wrestling anymore.
Yeah. Who watches wrestling? That's such for dorks.
I know. No, I don't know. I always get like inspirations. I don't know. I draw inspirations from like everywhere because I don't like to look. I don't like to look in one spot, especially like because everything's been done 5 times over anyway. They just call it something different, or they just turn a different way. But it's just like I don't know. When I put together who is Chris Benne, the Tracksuit Brute, it's like I don't know. He's not like just like obviously there's like the look and like the whole Italian thing and like mob or whatever. But it's like what would he do in the ring? And then I just kind of combine that like Bubba Ray Dudley, like his movements, like I like that. Then I go far back, obviously go to Bruno Sammartino. How did he fucking look? How did he move in the ring? It was an Italian fucking badass. I gotta throw him in there. Somebody like Taz. I mean, tag teams. I mean, the Dudley Boys are the tag team. That's like the tag gold for me. That's the standard right there.
Just look to them. I would agree with that. I would agree with that 100%. No, you made an excellent point. I always tell people, don't just stay within the little bubble of wrestling when you're looking for inspiration. Like I think character-wise, a lot of my stuff comes from both Henry Rollins, the singer from Black Flag, and Ty Domi, the former Toronto Maple Leafs enforcer. Up there.
I mean, if you don't know that Tony Soprano is one of my, Soprano is one of my biggest influences outside. I thought we were going in wrestling, but like I guess that we didn't have to. But yeah, I mean, Tony Soprano, like literally, you just watch that show and go, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking do that.
So yeah, I think that's another thing that we can kind of stress on here is the fact that
That's my father.
I mean, take inspiration.
I get a lot of inspiration from him. How he yelled at me. How he cursed. My father's made up curse words that I never fucking thought imaginable. But like they're curse words just with the tone that they come out of his mouth. Like he just all right, yeah, cool. Like I know I'm getting yelled at. I know but like I never heard those words in that order.
Right, you can't fuck around on any of that shit. That's the thing. You don't take inspiration just from wrestling. Wrestling is just such a small bubble. Take it from outside of wrestling. I think if you look at those who are successful and those who are continuing to blossom and garner attention, it's like, well, why? Because they're taking inspiration from elsewhere. They're doing something different. They're thinking outside the box. So that would be I think the most moving on to the next question from MGB Graham. Again, with wrestlers looking to improve, what did you focus on most during your year one? An actual question about our first year in wrestling. What did I focus on the most during my year one? Let's see. If I could think back that far, my biggest focus at that point was more like, how do I get heat? What is heat? Because every time that they'd have a show, Johnny's shows were all friends and family type thing. It wasn't actually wrestling fans were not showing up to those. So how do we piss off these people? How do you do that kind of thing? Trying to figure out what it was to be a heel because there was literally nobody giving me any fucking direction in the slightest. So that was the big focus for me was, being a bad guy. What about you?
Year one, I just kind of like, I don't know. A lot of people aren't, I feel like sometimes like humble enough or they just kind of think they know it all. Like I'm so fucking far past that like year one, it's like, what am I looking to focus on? Literally just everything. Like what are the basics? You have to build the foundation. So it's like, I'm not going to pretend like, and trust me, I've seen fucking a lot of them. They wrestle for 2-3 months and like, yeah, I can fucking run this shit. Like I just had a practice match and fucking, I just wanted, what is the fucking basics? Let's fucking start. What is point one? How do I do this? What is the footwork? What, like, I don't know, whatever people told me I needed to work on, like basics and like I didn't want to skip anything. It was just like, Okay, what's starting rolls? Let me fucking do these. What's next? Bump. All right, sure. Let me do this. What's next? Footwork with a locker. Okay, let me fucking do this. And I would just kind of just focus on that. I didn't like jumping to the next step where it'd be like, oh, what's 5 steps from that? Oh, I'm gonna fucking climb the rope. Can I climb the rope? Like, you see the fucking students ask that shit. It's like, no, let me just fucking take it step by step.
You know, I think you make an excellent point on that. Where it really, this is my personal take on all this kind of stuff. Because I've really mellowed out at my old age, but like, you really do fucking need discipline. If you're going to go to a wrestling school, and this goes back to one of the earlier questions we were talking about, like, what advice would you give? You have some fucking discipline. Like, don't walk in there being like, oh man, you know, are we going to learn this today? Are we going to just eyes and ears open, mouth shut. That was something that I was a big proponent of early on, and I think that's something that is kind of necessary, even to this day. Just be a sponge, absorb everything, and just don't open your mouth. Because odds are the stuff that you're going to say early on probably isn't the smartest, unless you're asking for help or advice, in which case, like, always do that. Cool. Let's keep moving along. Go ahead and read the next one.
Another one from Eric Hunting. What comics are you currently reading?
What comics am I not currently reading?
Joke's on you. I don't know how to read.
What are you reading now, Chris? I know you read Scumbag.
That's it. That's the one I'm reading. I picked up Scumbag. It's like an indie Image comic, and it's just about some fucking drug addict that chases meth into an alleyway, and he picks up a super serum. And it's fucking, it's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. I'm reading that as well. That was the one who told you to go grab that. Legit.
Like, I mean, like the last few, like from last year, I don't really keep up with comics too much. I'm not as crazy as you, but like Absolute Carnage was awesome. House Powers of X. That was a good line. Black Cat was that was a really good one. Yeah, it's fucking. I pick up trades along the way. I really don't keep up with it.
Right, like, you pick up a lot of the trades and stuff. I'm the one who's in the shop every single week because that's my big nerd out stuff. This week, literally, I'm picking up. What do we got? Batman, Catwoman, written by Tom King. Tom King, who wrote some of my favorite Batman stuff lately. Future State Batman and Dark Detective, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the Future State stuff very much, but I'm getting those. Indie books, I'm digging Scumbag. I'm really Ice Cream Man is among my favorite things.
Ice Cream Man,
bro, it's fucking dope. So check it.
I don't know. I want to support the more indie comics now. That like
it's indie. It's an Image title. So it started out like the dude writing it. It's like an anthology series where every single book or every single issue, there's no real continuity in it. So it's like
perfect for me.
Right, it's all little stories here and there. Although like all throughout Twilight Zone.
You're breaking up. I don't know.
It said Rod Sterling from Twilight Zone, where like he was like the
one thing
that was like,
yeah.
So like
consistent.
There's the Ice Cream Man, who's like the one thing throughout, and sometimes he's evil, sometimes he just delivers ice cream. It's really, really good and legit. Like some of the issues have made me have to like put it down and be like, all right, this is too much. I gotta fucking breathe on this one. The same writer for that is writing this book now called Ha Ha, which is the same thing as Ice Cream Man, except with clowns. Everything is about clowns. But I think that's a mini-series. He's not going for long.
Well, I want to shout The Boys was a good one. Everybody knows it from Amazon, but the comic is 10 times. It's 10 times better.
Right. That one, I have the first omnibus. I haven't read it yet. Marauder, in terms of like Marvel stuff, Marauders is among my favorite books that they're doing right now. Really like it. Marauders, X-Force, X-Factor, and X-Men. Those are the ones that I'm picking up over there. Daredevil is the best Marvel book they got going right now, in my opinion. And that's the ones that I could think of right now. If I get the Punisher, if they were coming out with the Punisher, I don't think we're going to be seeing the Punisher ever again. But you know,
why they killed him because of MAGA?
No, they haven't. I think they're gonna.
How much of a fuck you would that be with like we killed the Punisher? Oh, fuck you.
Well, no,
with that.
The last Punisher book was written by Garth Ennis. It was Punisher Soviet, where like he who do you call it? Like he was fucking with like old Russian mob folks and stuff. It was great, and then like that was it, and nobody has done anything. The last appearance of the Punisher with the Punisher skull was in Savage Avengers 15, which is a couple months old, and like I don't think like the word on the street is like they're either gonna reboot the character completely or give it a complete and utter like change and everything, which like it happens. I get it. Like I'm not a fan of the what it has become, but I certainly dig the character, and you know, hopefully if they do decide to make changes on things that you know, people won't co-opt it in a very stupid ass way.
They probably will.
Yeah, you know what? You make an excellent point. Let's go back to the individual questions. Go into your other one. We've got from Tom Special T Frazier asking, for Chris, being trained by Logan Black, what is some advice that you'd give to the students that will come after you?
Don't listen to him. No.
Thank you, fucking ass.
I just same thing I just said before. Fucking eyes and ears. Just shut up, listen, fucking take it all in. You know, learn, and he'll tell you the same thing. Fucking take as much knowledge as you can from him, and fucking move on, and get as much knowledge as you can from the next person, then move on, and just keep fucking going down the line.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm a huge proponent, and this is also why I did not get along very well at other spots that I was training
just
at.
say it. Just fucking say it.
I'm not. It's not worth it. Because my entire psychology behind all this is take what you can from me and move. Learn from a ton of different people. Learn to go to different countries and train. Jay George is like one of the best examples of that because he learned what he could from me. Learned in Mexico. Learned in Germany. Learned in China. Like the dude has learned in so many different places that his skill set is so broad and wide. There's no reason in this world of the internet where you can literally shoot a message to the people who are running WXW in Germany and be like, yo, I want to come out there and train. And it's very fucking affordable. And Jay George was training with fucking Tim Thatcher and Walter. Like, obviously those guys might not be there at this point, but at the same time, whoever you're getting over there, WXW, is going to be fucking phenomenal. And that goes for so many different spots. Go to England. Go and train with fucking people over there. Go wherever your heart desires. There is no reason to stick around at one school unless your entire goal is whatever that school is providing. My opinion. That's how I look at it. Go ahead, pick from the For Me section.
Let's stick with the specialty questions here.
Hell yeah.
I got a question. What does specialty mean? You can answer that when I see him.
Yeah, you ask him this weekend. Maybe it's a drink that he can make for you. That'll make you feel as good as you're feeling now.
How does your training from year one affect the way you train students at T2T?
Actually, I think my year one has a huge effect. Currently, and I've always trained. I always mention the fact that my training at Rod's school was subpar. So the one I think the biggest thing is me learning from mistakes. I think to sum it up. So Johnny's training is very much like
that's learning. That's just learning.
Right, but here's the thing, dude. How many of those kids know how? And I have a bunch of old Gleason's kids come to me, and I show them all this like updated training, and they pick it up certainly. But if those kids are going around and working and doing the fucking side bump and taking arm drags like it's fucking 1973, and they cannot adapt, that's an issue because you need to adapt. It's 2021. You got to be able to work in that. I'll never forget the fucking Musketeer going to train with the Dudleys in Florida when the Dudleys first opened their school. This is when I was still at Gleason's. And the Musketeer goes out there, and Johnny teaches you only to roll with the right hand. You know this because this is what you were doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone else teaches with the left hand because you move and sell and everything with the left. Learn to do it both ways, I say. But all the Musketeer could do is the right hand. And every time Devon would ask him, hey, okay, cool, switch hands. He's like, but Johnny doesn't teach that way. But Johnny doesn't teach that way, to the point where he was pulled aside and was, basically told like, hey, you got to modernize if you want to be able to work in, this current generation. So that's what it comes down to. Learning things in a modern way, looking at things in a modern way, watching what is modern and being able to put that out there. Not just teaching people how to lock up and do moves and talk, learning how to sell, ring psychology. I was never taught any of this stuff at Gleason. No one ever talked to me about psychology. Nobody ever watched my matches and then was like, okay, here's what you did wrong, here's what you did right. That was it. Like, I feel like you need to be able to give more if you're going to train people. So that, learning from that stuff and all the shit that I hated is how I go about my training. That's my thoughts on it. Let's keep this moving back to the list of double. Rob.ka on Twitter. How has the pandemic changed you as a person and as a wrestler?
It fucking hasn't. I'm angry. Can't fucking do anything.
How could you get angry with the state that you're in at the moment?
Listen, it's still, I'm like the fucking Hulk. I'm always angry. This just calms me down. I fucking know. It made me angry. I can't fucking. We lost a whole fucking year to fucking bullshit. Not saying it's bullshit. The whole fucking situation just fucking sucks. You know what I mean by when I say it's bullshit.
Absolutely, man. It makes perfect sense.
There'll be people out there. He said it's bad. No, I didn't.
Well, no, but you got to recognize at the same time, why are people saying that? Because there are fucking dummies out there that are pushing that shit. I know you're not a dummy, but
No, I have my conspiracy. I have my conspiracy theories.
I have heard plenty of them. I think as a wrestler, at this point, I'm feeling a lot more rested because I've been working, just every weekend, multiple times a weekend for so long that like my body was really, really breaking down. And now, bumps still don't feel great, but like I'm also like I can give more because I'm not just in a shitload of pain from the second that I show up to a show. How it's changed me as a person, I think I've become a bit more fucking charitable because I've been really lucky to have maintained income throughout all of this. And, people are fucking hurt. People are struggling. And it's one of my big tenets to fucking...
Somehow you find the nice thing to say. I fucking worked through the whole thing and all I could just fucking think is, get the fuck out of my store. Why are you out? And I just got angry. Just got fucking angry.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm been stuck at home, so like I have the ability to be calm. You've had to deal with fucking morons on the island, so I get it. Yours makes plenty of sense.
I'm just angry.
Yeah, that's true. But you wouldn't be Chris if you weren't. Go on to that next one.
Pete McCarthy, funniest backstage story. I can't remember shit. I just need to think back.
So no. So I'm not gonna go with a backstage. Well, no. I will go with It's not much of a backstage story, but you're gonna come in on this because I'm always good with the fucking basics of a story, and you come in with the fucking details.
Somehow they're buried in my brain somewhere. I need that fucking what is that? The movie Limitless, where you take the fucking pill and it unlocks your brain. I'm telling you, I have the fucking secrets to the world. I have the secrets to the world in my brain. I just fucking buried.
So I'm going to go with one of the funniest stories that we literally tell everybody, and people can't ever fucking believe that this ever fucking happened. To what I feel was one of the greatest wrestling matches that I've ever watched in my life. And of course, by greatest, I mean the biggest fucking complete and utter shitstorm of all time. And that would be a tag team by the name of the Midnight Classics.
Okay, well. All right.
The Rock and Roll Express.
It's probably, it's up there, top 5 matches I've ever watched live.
Probably.
That's right. It's neck and neck with Juba Heidenreich. That's all I'll say.
Juba Heidenreich's another great one.
I'm neck and neck. But that one has more of a backstage story than I guess. And like that, it was told on the Dan's podcast, right?
Yeah, Dan and Bill's podcast.
Yeah, they told the whole story there, so there's no reason. But like that's that's got more backstage to it than the Midnight Classics and Rock and Roll Express.
Well, I think that it's funny from a backstage standpoint because we were backstage as this happened. I mean, I was actually out in the crowd with Wolf Ferrara.
I was fucking sitting. I tried to get front row.
Yeah, no. I was sitting next to Will. We were behind hard cam, because Will goes way back with me, and way back with a lot of people out there. So like, him coming down to check the show out, and then just watching this match. So let me set the stage. It's again Midnight Classics against the Rock and Roll Express. Rock and Roll Express have not necessarily worked like up north very often by this point. This is a number of months before they work Proud and Powerful at Janela's Spring Break and fucking have a complete and utter career resurgence of having the best match, one of the best matches of the weekend. But the Rock and Roll Express call this insanely basic match, which is what they do. We're going to get some of our double teams in. Quick heat on Ricky. Robert makes the tag. Bing, bang, boom. Double drop kick. Home ski.
They didn't even do the
No, they weren't going to do the double drop kick. They were going to end it with something else. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I guess.
So they call this very, very basic match. The Rock and Roll Express, their music hits, and they enter with Tommy Rich. Was Tommy Rich booked on the show, Chris?
He wasn't paid to appear that day, but he was there.
He was not. He was signing autographs, and that was pretty much it. I think it's one of those things where
I don't even know if he was he paid to even sign autographs that day, or was he just like let me make extra money?
I think it was a thing where like they were at a convention beforehand, and like the guy probably wanted to make more money. Was like, hey, do you want to go here and try and make some more money, kind of thing. Anyway, so Tommy Rich comes out with him, and it's like, all right, I guess Tommy Rich is managing the Rock and Roll Express right now. Tommy Rich comes out, gets on the mic, and drops the F slur, so to speak, on the mic.
Oh yes, he did.
He did, and oh no. Like, this is not going to end well because...
That's when I perked up. I had the biggest fucking smile on my face. I was like, this is going to be the best fucking match I've ever watched.
Because, yeah, it was obvious that Tommy had been partying a little bit before that. So, Tommy's out there. They start this match. And again, these are all basic spots, but the Midnight Classics are having a bit of a hard time. And this is not me knocking these guys. But they're having a hard time keeping up. It was a little bit sloppy, so we're just like, all right, it's just gonna be a match. It's gonna be short. It's gonna go, and then the fucking wheels came off once the heat finishes up. Tag into
can we call it a heat? He pulled his hair, and then they got a hot tag. That was it. It wasn't a heat. It was a cutoff, and then a hot tag. Like,
yep. I think Ricky was realizing that he wasn't about to sell for these guys very much.
Nope.
Like, how much of an insult is it to you as a worker when Ricky Morton, the guy who literally made a career doing this, selling his ass off, just ain't doing it for you? About as good as I felt when I worked the Brooklyn Brawler and he fucking refused to put me over. That's another great story, maybe for another time. We'll see.
I mean, can we go back to that's a quick backstage story, real quick. Got a sidetrack with the Brooklyn Brawler because you just reminded me. So something you know, people when they start, their trainer's going to tell them, especially if you're lucky enough, you're on a show and the promoter's bringing in like bigger guys or names or whatever. Your trainer or somebody's going to tell you, why don't you go ask this person to watch your match and see if you can get a critique. So I'm like, yeah, it's simple enough. And I was wrestling, I think, Vinny Pacifico. And Adam Rose, I don't know what he goes by now, but he was there also. So me and Vinny, I was like, all right, I'll ask Brawler. You ask Adam Rose. Like, we'll split up. Let's see. He's like, all right, cool. Hey, Brawler, can you watch my match? Nope. Blows off. All right. And fucking just like, not even like without fucking hesitation. Like, didn't even give me the runaround, which I don't get me wrong. I appreciate not doing the whole runaround shit. But it's fucking nope. All right. Like, wow, my trainers tell me to ask people. They'll watch your match. And yeah, no, they won't.
Brawler was also very upset that he refuses to lose in Brooklyn. So he refused to lose to me and forgot the only spot that he called in the match.
Well, I'm not surprised.
To the point where, and again, this is what it is, but like the referee goes like, oh man, what is going on here? Like, as I think we hit the double down, he goes, what is going on? I go, I don't fucking know.
Let's just get to the finish because that's the important part of this match.
Yeah. So, boom, hot tag. Now Ricky goes for a sunset flip to finish the match because I guess at this point he didn't get paid enough to hit that drop kick. And they blow the sunset flip. So I guess as this happens, fucking what's his face takes it upon himself. Why am I blanking on names now? Did I take whatever the fuck you took?
Tommy Rich?
Yeah, Tommy Rich fucking gets into the ring. Now, Tommy, I mean, he's worked his whole life. His knees are not good, but he's climbing them stairs. The referee, hobbling. Our buddy Jack, who's the referee, is going, you can't go down there. Tommy and the Rock and Roll Express just go, shut up.
Yep.
Fucking Tommy gets in the ring. Fucking, they set him up, and they give the dude a pile driver in the ring.
So Tommy Rich gives the pile driver, the Rock and Roll Express assist right in front of the referee, who can't disqualify them. I guess because
you're not going to disqualify legends. Tommy pins again. Tommy was not booked on this show. He pins the fucking guy. The referee's just like, "What am I?"
And they yelled at him to count. He tried. He was like, "I'm not counting," and they just fucking yelled at him. Count. All right.
1, 2, 3. Your winner of this tag match, Tommy Rich.
Between the Rock and Roll Express and Midnight
Classics,
Tommy Rich
was Tommy Rich. Now, the kicker of this story, and where this goes back to being a funny backstage story, is that our buddy Jay George was kind of taking care of Tommy Rich for a little bit backstage, and then took it upon himself to celebrate in the ring with Tommy and the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, I remember Jay George, because we asked him, like, why the fuck would you get in the ring? He goes, I wanted to make sure Tommy Rich didn't take his dick out. That was his answer to that.
And you know what? There'd be nobody that I would trust more on that at that point than Jay George, because like I said, he was taking care of Tommy for a good chunk of the day. So yeah, that's among my favorite stories in terms of like weird backstage stuff to tell people. All right, let's move on. We're getting through these. From my wife. She's asking, favorite road trip karaoke. I feel like we have the same one.
I mean, yeah, like the Crossfade Cold. I feel like that's one of them because I know all the words for some reason.
Ironic sense, yes.
That's ironically like that one, but like it's all early 2000s pop punk, late 90s. It could be any butt, right? It's fucking whatever's on, man. I don't know.
If we're looking to stay awake, it's gonna be like pop punk from the late 90s.
I mean, once it's late enough, it's Tim Dog. Then that's
what I'm saying. Tim Dog is, I think, the best. Road trip karaoke for those. Yeah, go for it, Chris.
I was saying for those that don't know Tim Dog, he has a hit song, "Fuck Compton." I'm pretty sure effectively starting the East Coast West Coast rap rivalry. He just did it himself. Yeah, and it was great though because he's like, it's a badass, big ass motherfucking dude from the South Bronx, which at the time he was rapping was literally a pile of bricks, and he was the king of that pile of bricks. And there's a point in the music video where he's just fucking swinging a light bulb around. It's iconic.
Yeah, that's among my favorites. I've also been known to go, word for word.
Getting jiggy with it.
That's another great one. Brings you big time. It's a top-notch one. Go ahead, read the next one. I feel like this one is perfect for you to read.
Eric with another question. Best place to get a slice of pizza. Oh God, there's so many good places to get a slice of pizza. You can try and break it down. I know you're
big on the Staten Island slices.
Well, Staten Island's probably got the best pizza in all of New York, and nobody realizes that. So first off, I mean Manhattan. I'll break it down. The only one I really know, I guess, Bronx. I really don't know. I don't know
too much about Bronx pizza. I've never heard anybody talk up Bronx pizza though.
I'm sure there's good. There's got to be great spots. They've literally been there fucking forever. Yeah, but I mean, I'm always gonna hype up Staten Island, and this is strictly by the slice, not like you walk in and get a whole pie, like DeForest or something like that. Like you got to go buy the slice where you can just walk in and get a slice. It's in Great Kills. It's called Nona's. It's one of the best fucking slices on Staten Island. It's a tiny little pizza shop, but nobody really talks about it because it's I don't know, it has no hype around it yet. They'll get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you made the point when you talk about getting a New York slice of pizza. DeFara, that to me is a gimmick slice. Even
It's not. Listen, it's the best pizza in fucking New York City.
The bar is incredible, but it's a gimmick slice still. There's great pizza.
I'm just saying because you can't go in there and be like, let me get one slice. You have to order a whole pie, and the fucking 95-year-old man is there fucking making the pizza. Like you have to wait an hour.
Right, it's iconic. But if you're looking for a slice, I would say I'll give credit. Like Staten Island, I'm not a fan of the borough in the slightest, but their pizza is pretty fucking dope. I grew up, my spot, if you're coming to Brooklyn, you got to get a fucking Sicilian slice from L&B Spumoni Gardens. That's the iconic.
Always.
And I'm going to talk, growing up, my favorite slice was from a local spot on Sheepshead Bay Road. You can't miss it. That's to me, that was always just a really good basic slice.
I mean, that is the thing about New York. Don't ignore, like, I guess Manhattan, because there's a lot of touristy spots that, like, literally, like, is like a Sbarro. Like, why would you even fucking bother? But no, like, if you go to Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, like, you can walk into any fucking pizzeria, and I guarantee it's fucking the best pizza you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah.
This whole Connecticut being the pizza state, it's like, it's not even worth my time.
MGB Graham, talk about your debut as a tag team.
No, do I remember this? I don't. No, because me and Justin debuted first.
Right. No, but you guys did that. But then you and I had done something prior to like our actual debut, where like I wanted.
Where we wore guinea keys and jeans.
Right. I wanted to make us fucking like a DMS gimmick. Literally wearing Doc Martens. We called Doc Martin Squad.
I didn't even think I had Doc Martens.
Which would have gotten us fucking murdered had that.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking thank God.
Not a smart. It was like I had this conversation a long time ago with fucking Mark Andrews, because he had this whole like state. I don't know if it's a state, but there's a whole crew of like him and his buddies in England called FSU, for Friends Stand United. I'm like, yo, you can't bring that shit. Like, Juba was like, yo, you can't bring that shit here.
I mean, you can now, I'm sure.
I'm like, you can't, because FSU is a fucking hardcore gang. In the States, and that you dude.
They could have, but like they're only in they were only huge like that in Boston, so they could have wrestled anywhere else and they would have gotten
listen, Mark Andrews like running the world right now. Motherfucker's fantastic. But yeah, that was our debut. I mean, there was nothing really to go about. Like you and I fucking connected early on, just love of wrestling, love of music, just similar kind of shit. So we're gonna be drawn to each other, and it worked out nicely. So that was pretty much what that was. Like the first match of us is like the Apostles of Chaos tag team. That was that night that we did the tournament, if you can call it that. Right, but like like I said, we connected off the bat, so it was second nature for us to be able to kind of make a tag team work.
Sufficient.
The next question.
Hatred. Nice. I'm glad I get to read this one. I love hatred.
I do too.
What is your favorite wrestling car moment, and why was it driving through an Amish fair? See, like, she knows, because it literally was the scariest moment of my life. I didn't know what was going on. we literally were going up to like Syracuse, and we're driving, and then I miss a turn, but I have no fucking no service, so the GPS kind of is just like whatever. And I'm just like, I'm going to keep driving straight, I guess, because that's the only logical answer to right now. I'm not going to turn around. We're just going to drive straight until life fixes itself. And it took us right through. It had to be like almost a 10-mile stretch of me going straight. And it just took us right through an Amish garage sale. And it was fucking, I really wish I would have stopped now, but we didn't. So I can't really even talk about that more.
In hindsight, I think it would have been dope to stop through that. But like, also, I mean, that was going upstate, right?
Yeah, that was. It was like I never fucking was Syracuse.
Right, but my point being is that like you don't think of the Amish.
Oh, you don't think Amish? New York. No.
That's why it was.
I mean, I guess they're everywhere, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, but like also like. Those pocket communities are a bit different, yeah?
How far can they fucking make it? They don't even drive.
I don't know.
Fucking horse and buggy, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. If you ride, how far could you ride that horse from Pennsylvania, Dutch country?
They made it upstate.
True. Going to Don Hallowell 1 on Twitter, I believe. Did you ever turn down something a promoter asked you to do?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I've done like a bunch of things I definitely didn't want to do, but like none of it was like crossing a line. I was just like, whatever, I'll just roll with the punches. But then there's some shit I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do. I don't even know. Fucking, they ask you. Some promoters ask you to do really fucking stupid storylines and stupid shit, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, why? You're a fucking indie that runs fucking to 50 people. You don't need like. You don't even tape yourself, and you're trying to do some dumbass storyline. Like, shut the fuck up. Just put me in the ring with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more of where it goes. I think, at this point, most promoters are not asking you to do anything that's like weird or crazy or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it hasn't happened often, like, but just stupid like storyline shit for like over the 5 years, 6 years I've been wrestling. I don't even know how fucking long. Yeah, stupid like why do you care about a storyline? Like, especially some of them. Like, yeah, now like a lot of people have like IWTV, and if they want to run stuff like that, because like they get like the followers. But like I'm talking just like some random like you show up somewhere fucking 5 hours from home, and they're like, and
it's
we're gonna have you guys.
Probably will be your only match there.
Well, I mean, like that. Like we go upstate. Perfect example. Like it's a promotion's first fucking show. We're the heels. You're going up against like the local babyface tag team, and he's like, "I'm gonna have you guys win, because like we'll eventually bring you back."
We
it's
refused to win,
and we refuse to win. Like, why would you do that? Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, we're from 5 hours away. You don't know if you're running another show. Like, this isn't even taped. Like, and it was the main event, so it's like send the fucking fans home happy. Like, why? Yeah. Like, why would you have us win?
Yeah, but that was, I think, kind of an easy.
No, yeah, I mean, that's just an example.
Just like, we're like that. They were like, well, why? We're like, because we don't want to win. It doesn't make sense in the situation.
Because
let us make these guys look good.
It's fake.
The crowd and fucking it's fake. Work with that, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they were more like, you don't want to win? Like, what the fuck do I care? Nobody's beating me up for real.
Hop into the last question for just me.
Synergy Wrestling. Proudest / most rewarding moment as a trainer.
Shit. So this is like a 2-pronged question. One of the things that I really like, and I think I've really gotten behind as of late, is I love when I will like tell something to a trainee or something like that and be like, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work, and they like hustle and work and put things together and workshop things. And
then prove you right when it doesn't work.
No, they prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong.
I know.
Everybody's, putting the effort in and making this shit happen. I like that. The other thing for me always that I always like, is a proud moment is when somebody that I've had a hand in training starts getting some love or some hype, or they have a really good match and you just see the reaction that it gets. Like watching you work at like Limitless when you just
don't say that to me. I suck.
No, but like that kind of stuff, and like watch people go like, yo, that was fucking great. It's like, yeah, because this motherfucker's busting his ass. And that makes me very proud to see those kind of things. That, and then just also seeing fucking good people do good things that I've had some sort of influence on. I like that stuff. Next, this is a good one. Our buddy, Moonlight Sun, Mike Skyros. Best roadside food.
Oh, roadside. That's like another breakdown question. What do you mean roadside? I'm guessing just anywhere to stop off and get food, right? Food. It's always number one is Waffle House. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's Waffle House. Depending, and then I guess like depending on where I am, like where is there somewhere I have to stop off? If you go north, there's really no Waffle House. Fuck. I mean, Taco Bell, obviously. Fucking, I can eat Taco Bell a million times.
That's the driving
over.
food. Like when we're driving and we got to keep moving, and there's
Taco
no
Bell.
bullshit going. It's Taco Bell always. But also, I'm way more a Sheetz than a Wawa person.
Oh yeah, I've become that. I used to like ride for Wawa, and then it's just like I don't know. Sheetz kind of took over. Sheetz has a better menu.
Yeah,
better
definitely.
Finger foods.
100% easier when you're driving and moving.
Yeah, Sheetz, but always just it's Waffle House. There's no debate.
Hop on this last one here before we go into the final questions.
Eric Hunting, do you have a pre-match ritual to get you fired up? Yeah, I just fucking snort pre-workout.
That's what a lot of people do. I mean, I'm drinking at that point Monster or fucking Rain Energy all day.
Yeah, so am I. And then I
I'm
still do my fucking shot of pre-workout anyway.
It sounds like Vinny, which will
Vinny,
lead us into our next question.
Guess.
My pre-match ritual is always I like to make jokes or like fool around or get goofy. Because if I get goofy, it puts me in the fucking mood to not necessarily give a fuck what I'm doing in front of a crowd. So I just let loose. That's my letting loose.
Yeah, I don't know. That's it. I have no actual ritual. I just fucking... I sit there.
Tyree likes to get chopped before he goes
Yes,
out.
Tyree always asks me to chop him. Like,
yeah.
I always feel weird with that too.
Yeah, it's awkward. But it's cool.
But like Tyree. It's fucking all right. Tyree's a sick dude, so like I ain't gonna tell him no.
So let's go with our final questions here. This one also from Eric Hunting. Tell a Vinny Pacifico story. He said you cannot leave without a Vinny Pacifico story. So I'm actually gonna go. We're talking about pre-workout. One of my favorite Vinny stories. Vinny wanted to go to the gym with me, so he meets me at my gym. He's walking up the stairs to meet me at like the front desk, and he's finishing his pre-workout in one of these things. So boom, done. Comes in, I sign him in, and he goes, "Oh, do you have any pre-workout on you?" Like, you just took pre-workout. He goes, "Yeah, but I was drinking it the whole ride over." Like, yeah, but you just finished it. That's like a full day serving of caffeine right there in that thing. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem." So he didn't have a pre at that point. When we leave the gym, we go back to his car. We went to go get food, and he slams down another thing of pre-workout before I can say anything to him. Then when we go and sit down and eat, what does he have to drink with his food? A fucking Red Bull. Vinny Pacifico's heart is going to explode in a week.
It 100% will.
Yo, that kid literally. There was a time. I think we talked about on your the episode with you, where fucking Zack Sabre was like losing his mind sitting in that seat with him.
Well, so like Vinny's got a bunch of lines, and that was one of my favorite Vinny lines ever too, because it's just like when you start doing the math in your head, driving, everybody back home, and Vinny's in the middle, and there's one of the people in the back is Zach, and Vinny's like twitching the whole ride home, and Zach's like being cool about it. He's like, Vinny, can you stop? Yeah, I'll stop. And he's still like his knee, like just twitching, like he can't stop twitching, and yes, like. I'm just driving. I think I have like Bon Iver on. It's nice and chill. Like you just hear Zach and like the British accent. Like, can you please stop? Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like chill ass music on. Zach just screams. I don't think he's cool with Vinny. He's not just like screaming somebody doesn't know, but he's like screams at Vinny. If you fucking twitch one more time, I'm throwing you out of this car. And then we get into the question, like, I'm like, Vinny, why are you twitching? Like, what did you take? Like, and he goes, I drank a 5-hour energy 5 hours ago. So
I legit like shakes when he doesn't have caffeine. It is wild.
But I mean, my favorite, because like there's so many Vinny Pacifico stories. A lot of them NSFW. Can't really talk. Yeah, but
we're gonna do an episode, you, me, and Berger, and probably Vinny as well, as a round table for all the NSFW Vinny stories.
So, I mean, my favorite. Me and Vinny went to North Carolina one time. It's fucking just me and him in the car, only us, for 8 hours. And so he asked me, "Can you drive down there?" Now we to get there at a decent time, because like. I think call was like 11 a.m. or whatever, but we had work. So I was like, let's just leave nice and early. We'll get there we can go sleep in the car or something. We'll get there for like 8, 9 a.m. or something like that. All right, yeah, cool. Can you drive first? Sure. Like I mean, I'm used to fucking driving. Like once I start, I won't stop. I'll literally drive fucking 24 hours straight if I have to. So like I drive through the fucking night, and he passes out after an hour. So like, just out of like anger though, because I didn't even offer to drive. So I'm like, you're driving the way home. Like you're going to take at least like a 3 or 4 hour shift, because I need sleep. Because like, again, I got off of work, got in the car, drove, from midnight to like 8 a.m. And then call time was actually at like noon. So like we're just chilling there for like, 4 hours or something like that. And, so I'm just shot, and then I wrestle, like fucking wait the entire day, wrestle at like 8 or 9 p.m. And then I'm like, all right, we got to get on the road. So Of course, Vinny couldn't even drive to get food. He's like, "Can you drive to get food? Then I'll take over." I'm like, all right. He couldn't even drive to get the food. So he starts and goes, "I just don't know how long I'm going to be able to go." I'm like, "You motherfucker, you're going to go because I'm going to pass out, so we have no fucking choice." So he starts and I conk out. I don't know how long later, maybe like an hour, 2 hours, I wake up and Vinny is blasting the Kurt Angle theme song. Like, fully blasting Kurt Angle's theme song. And like, I'm just like, this can't be real. And like, I'm awake and he listens to the whole thing just on loop. Like, there's no words, no nothing. Just blasting Kurt Angle's theme song. And I was just like, this kid's actually absurd. Like, I don't know. Which then leads to him ordering a glass of milk at Texas Roadhouse. Also.
Yeah, that's another great fucking Vinnyism. When like,
oh my gosh.
if you take Vinny, like, he's like the wrong kind of social. So Vinny used to try and start conversations with like toll booth operators. And it's like, "Yo, there's a line behind us, Vinny. Hey, thank you, move." But like when we'll go out to eat, he'll just. There was the time that we talked about your episode. We ordered the shark thing. But
shark. Yeah.
There's another one. We went out to
sharks.
Texas Roadhouse, and
he ordered a glass of milk.
And he ordered a glass of milk, and even the waitress, like, this sweet lady, just like, "Okay, yeah, we have milk, okay," and I was just like, what is wrong with you? You're at a steakhouse and you just ordered milk.
Yeah, I got no words. That's
All right. Now that we have set and put everything together, the final question. It's one of the final questions that I get on all of the podcasts that I try and get guests on who've had former gimmicks. MGB Graham has asked me to cut a promo as Slick Gomez. I didn't cut very many promos as Slick Gomez back in year one, so this is now my opportunity. But it would have been a little something like this. The Pride of Memphis coming all the way to you from Brooklyn, New York. That is correct. You're looking at Slick Gomez. And when I step in that ring, whether it's against Jimmy Cruz, whether it's against The Voice, Rockshot 337, Curly Bill, the list of legends that have come through the doors of WWUW. You can go on and on, but there is one legend in the making, and you're looking at him, and he is slick as the day is long, and you're looking at him right here.
I'm not booking you on that one.
I wouldn't book me either. That's more personality than 90% of Gleason's at the time, though. So who the hell knows?
I mean, it's more personality than 90% of independent wrestling.
I wouldn't say that. But anyway.
I would.
Chris, where can we find you on social media? Is there anything else you want to plug?
No. I don't know. What is it? Just look for my name. I'm Chris Benne. Just fucking type it in. It'll come up.
Chris_Benne_NYC.
I couldn't remember
on Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna have to hype it for you. That's ridiculous.
Listen to my band.
Yes, listen to Hero. Well, I'm gonna hype them on this outro because that's how we usually do it, guys. I just want to, before I go into this normal outro, thank you all for listening as you do every week, for subscribing, for the love, for all the shit that you guys do for me on social media. And everywhere, buying shirts, doing everything like that, just like literally supporting this in any way possible. This is a total passion project for me. I do it in this tiny ass office in my house, and I love doing it. It's always fun chatting, being able to with all of you guys. So before we get out of here, you should go ahead and give the show a follow on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at @year1pod. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel on your preferred podcasting app and leave a review. Shout out to Chris and his dope fucking band Heroes for all the music. You can check them out on Spotify. Shout out to Joanna Robinson for all the artwork and design. Jewy Channel on all social media. Shout out to my boys at the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore for sponsoring the show, located at the Englishtown Flea Market in Englishtown, New Jersey, on eBay, and they've got a brand new website with lots and lots of stuff that is currently separating me from all of my money. Make sure to check them out and give their Facebook page a like for all your wrestling merch needs. That is going to be it for episode 50 of the Year One Wrestling Podcast. For Chris Benne, I'm Logan Black telling you, be awesome to each other. Peace and love.